Right, welcome back to my Wazuh EDR home project. So we also saw some different activity going on our Windows 10 VM1 machine. And so I came onto that machine to see if I could figure out what IP address that Jerry, because we do suspect that Jerry had downloaded trustme.exe, which might be malware. And I was trying to see what IP address that Jerry downloaded it from, because I'm pretty sure he downloaded it from a web browser, Microsoft Edge, into his downloads. However, in the logs, I couldn't find out what the source IP address was. So when I'm on this Windows 10 VM1, I was just looking for, I have a custom filter here for the time range. And then I'm looking for events 3 and 11. 3 because I'm looking for that network connection, hopefully to see where he downloaded it from. And then 11 because I think of file creation, I might see that trustme.exe being created somewhere. So that's my custom filter. And I came across the same IP address right here, .54. And now we do have more of that information, which I'm really excited about. So we see that it was a SSHD log. I had seen that in the Wazuh dashboard, but I think I misconfigured it. And I'm really happy now because on the system, we do see this log now, and we do get a source IP address. And look at that. It matches the source IP address of that web attack. I was able to find the only Suricata logs that I had pop up in the Wazuh dashboard that really helped us out in the investigation was we did see a DNS request in the Suricata logs that was flagged, and Kali was in the source host name. I'm going to run this through Showdown on a different one and see what we come up with. Oh, it's an edgecastcdn.net. So funny address, but looks pretty legit. Looks like it's a content delivery network. Let's keep going. So we see right here, not too long before we see the creation of that malware file, trustme.exe, we see that Jerry, the user Jerry, is running his Microsoft Edge, and he visits a site that's pretty suspicious. 192.168.178.116 is our source IP address, and he visits 192.168.178.54, which is a local LAN address name. So I think we have just found where Jerry downloaded this malware from. So we're still on this Windows 10 VM1 host. And since we saw where that file was downloaded in the sysmon logs, we just kind of went in there. Maybe we'll get lucky and the file will still be there. And look at that, we got lucky. The file is still there. Now I'll just tell you there's a bunch of Trust Me downloads because I wanted to make sure we got a lot of different alerts and that it was really working, and maybe we can pick up some extra traffic, but we'll just pretend like that's not there. So this attacker was really lazy. They left the malware. We're going to try to see if we can run a hash on that. See some other things here. We got that local password spray. So that confirms that this was a password. This Kali was a ping. So that was the same name of that host. So we'll kind of see what that is. Maybe we'll investigate that. But right up here, you just see, actually right before I recorded this just as a practice, I did try to hash that trust me file, and it says it right there. Error 25, this is a virus is infected. So it didn't even hash it, which is kind of funny that it wouldn't hash it. But maybe I can just get on virus total and I would just drag and drop this, that script, that local password spray. Performs a password spray attack against the local users of the system. By default, automatically generate user lists from the system. Be careful not to black out any accounts, and that parameter is user list. So we were right. This did what it did do was it was able to enumerate a directory and create a password list based off of that enumeration, which I'm going to guess was probably all those different net commands that we saw that were being run from a kind of a suspicious process. So that looks like maybe that's what that was. You can see it right in their notes that the attacker used in their own script, in their own PowerShell script. We can see it that they had created that user list right there, and we saw that in our logs actually. That temporary file, good job, Wazuh, pick that up. But I want to see what password they did use, and maybe we can find this command somewhere in our sysmon logs. Something that caught my eye when we were going over that password spray script. I see that any successful password successfully sprayed will be output as temporary spray credentials. Text here in this temporary drive. Let's see if we can find that. Maybe the attacker was pretty sloppy and left all these things here too. So maybe they left those things too. We see it right there, sprayed list. Let's take a look at it. And look right there. So we know exactly which ones. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. So we know exactly which credentials were captured and what passwords. The Kali was a ping one. That's kind of a funny one. Let's read that. So this looks like maybe some type of C2, or it's going to ping back to an address. Let's see if we can see that address. Or maybe what we'll do is we'll see if we can find, oh, right there. And look at that. The IP address to that one is that suspicious IP address that we saw that was linked to that Kali host. So this must have been some type of beaconing tool of some sort.